Hi friends, B-Dog here. Well, I wanted to give a quick update, just give quick prep tips for King of the Court. You've seen some previous videos of mine and I've got some questions on whether it actually works and how to prep for it and how to get these tips to work properly. Specifically the getting full style bonus points for your reward, your tournament champion reward, but then also the reroll to get lower opponents. So there's been some struggle from other people that have asked me questions on either of those. So I just wanted to clear those up a little bit. But then also there's some tips that will help you out as well in the game in general and also for King of the Court. So just real quickly, the event hasn't started yet, but if you follow my previous videos, the two big tips are that you can get full style bonus, so 100% style bonus, or whatever your theme team is. You can get your theme team points without actually playing your theme team on the last game. So when you get into the last game, it's important to follow the steps, and I can't show you now, but follow the steps in the previous videos, or if I do another gameplay video, and it shows you how to get those full style bonus points. But just to show you my lineup real quick, so team one, so this has to do with the getting lower opponents. So I put my absolute lowest cards at each position on team one. So if I'm trying to swap out or select my point guard or each player, scroll down to your very low bottom, whoever's your most bottom player, and select that and fill your team one with that team. So we'll have that as our team one. If we don't have theme players, which I do, or if you have some theme players but they're really low, team two will be your max player, your max team, so the team you want to play with during the tournament. So you don't have to use style bonus, but it does help. Any style bonus helps. But you don't have to play with style bonus in order to get those full points. So this team would typically be the team that you want to play with but not get your rewards with. In this case, with my reroll method, I'll get low enough opponents that I can get wins with this team. So I'm using all my theme players on my playing team. If you don't have high enough theme players and you just want to play with your max team, that's what your team two will be. Then jump to your team three, and this is where you would add, so let's just say, for example, I don't have any theme players on my team two. Team three is where, or any playable, any theme players that I could win with. So if I don't have any of those, I will put on this team all of the theme players I have. So team three, go to your theme players. In this case, I don't have very many. Outside of what I'm playing with, but this would be your theme team. So before the event even starts, I get my lineups ready. So I got my lowest on team one. I've got my highest, or not necessarily my highest, but the team I'm going to play with in the tournament on team two. Team three would be my theme players. All of my theme players, load them up here if you're not going to use them. In this case, I'm going to use them. And that's my setup before I start the event. So once event starts, before I click into King of the Court, I'm going to come and select my team one low team. Once you select that, sometimes I'll jump back and forth between tournament and head to head just to make sure that that team sticks as my selected team. Sometimes it doesn't. And then finally, once you know for sure you're selected on your lowest team, you come into King of the Court. Then you should have lower opponents right away. But if you don't, re-roll and re-roll and re-roll. You'll want your selected team. So you want your team on the top bracket. That's when you get the lowest opponents. So you just re-roll till you see where your team is on the top bracket, the top of the bracket. And then sometimes you'll have high opponents, sometimes not. But re-roll 10, 15, 20 times. Cycle through till you see the lowest opponents. You can get probably 20 or 30,000 less on your opponent's power level if you use this method. I will say that there are players that have contacted me that their lowest players, they started this season and their lowest players are rubies. in which case they've had a hard time finding low opponents. So definitely let me know how that works for you. Most people said it works great and they get those low opponents, but let me know how that works. Because once you're in here and you've got your bracket you like, it stays on that bracket if you don't re-roll. So you get those low opponents, then you can come in here and play with whatever team you want for that whole bracket. So you play with that team through the whole bracket, game 1, game 2, and then on the final championship game, play through like normal. But then if you've seen my tips in the other video, you play that second quarter or second half, win it, go get to your draft picks, but do not press continue, and instead you close out your game. That's when you'll come into the game and select your theme team. And then when you come back in and click in King of the Court with your theme team selected, that'll reward you the champion reward, and that'll give you your full style bonus for that champion reward if your theme team is selected. So I'll show you, and I've got a lot of videos that show you how to do that, but I wanted to show you that prep setup I do just to show you how it works. And then I will also show you, which you can see in those videos, how to get that full reward, full style bonus reward. So that's the setup. I hope you guys have really good luck with this event. The other last thing I wanted to cover in this video that's kind of something to take advantage of is, so there are times as I go into my catalog, I'm missing rings, or maybe I'm missing some collectibles. Keep in mind that you can actually go into our tournament and get those fairly easily. So one thing I wanted to show you guys was there are different tournaments here. This is the Topaz, so it's far down the list. But if I come down to this Topaz tournament where I'm at right now, I'm going to go back and then enter it again. You get your special rewards down by your play quarter and simulate. You see you get extra rewards for each steal. So you get an extra draft pick, and you get courtside points. But if you do a steal with any diamond player, you get a chance at extra draft picks, more courtside points, and you get a chance at these random card themed collectibles. So what I did was on my team 4, and this is just me kind of experimenting, but also trying to get some extra collectibles. I'm curious what I'll get. But I've got as many diamonds as I can. And then I have a chance, if you look on the right side over here, you have a chance at 3 total collectibles per game. So it's a great way to get collectibles. I'm curious what they're going to turn out to be. I can't seem to simulate, which is funny. Oops, don't change. Let's change my team is good. Okay. So I wonder why I can't simulate. That's funny. Once you see, I'm sure I've completed this, maybe not. But at any rate, so you'll get your random collectibles. But you can do this for collectibles. You can also do this for rings. So if you're missing some sets of rings, go into some of these tournaments and you can see. So here, if you want your Topaz ring, you can come in here, and if you get an assist with Magic Johnson, you can get a Topaz ring, 1 Topaz ring guaranteed per game. If you come into some of these other tournaments, you can sometimes have a max of 3 rings per game. So if I come in here, I'm just looking through, nope, no rings there. So there's 3 pink diamond rings. If those are kind of useless at this point, but you can play this, and if you get a field goal with any pink diamond player, you get a ring. So 3 chances at a ring, or 3 rings per game. You can rack up rings quick, which is really cool. The very last tournament here that we have unlocked, you can get random collectibles, just like the one I was on before, but you have to get a steal with the point guard. Whereas in that tournament I'm on right now, I only have to get let me show you. I only have to get, let's continue this. I only have to get a steal with any diamond player, so it could be any one of my positions. Steals aren't the easiest in these tournaments, but great ways to get collectibles and rings that will help you if you are missing some collectibles, rings, whatever it takes to get more of these players. So kind of an extra little tip, but let me know how the tournament goes for you. I don't know if I'll do a gameplay video or not. I've got a lot of videos on King of the Court, so let me know if you have questions. Best of luck, and I hope you do well. B-Dog out.